What's going on, guys? So we got this Mazda Miata. Boosted Mazda Miata running megasquirt. See if I can not have to swap my camera around, but not get my face in the picture. So this one was here before, and last time it was here, before I put it on the dyno, I was doing a once over on everything, and I noticed there was a slight misfire at idle. So I spoke to the customer. He actually thought the misfire would go away after being tuned on megasquirt. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. It was one cylinder, which was cylinder 1, that was misfiring. We isolated the problem. We checked everything. It was getting fuel, getting spark. We noticed that the valve clearance, the shims underneath the valve cover, that cylinder was a little bit off. So that's what we recommended for him to do. He did in fact do that job, and it was still misfiring. So at that point, pretty much told him, and it's usually unlikely, but I said, maybe you got an injector driver that's actually burnt out inside the computer and it's acting up. The misfire wouldn't, it wouldn't be as bad. I think it was on cold start, or as it warmed up, it kind of went away. I can't remember, but I told him, I said, hey, it could be the ECU. Have megasquirt, DIY, check it out. DIY, did I say DIY? DIY, check it out. Maybe it's something up. I believe I recall he said that the ECU was under warranty still, so he sent it in, and sure enough, it had a bad injector drive. So we are here now. We are partially, I'm partial throttle tuning it right now, and this thing smokes. Smokes pretty bad. You'll see in the video. I'll clip one in right here, edit in. So we are underneath this Miata now after the tune. Got some drills going on in the background because we are working. And you can see the coolant puddle that is actually pretty, I don't know if you can get the glare from it, but yeah, I got some oil and we got some coolant. So as you can see in the video too, the car was smoking. Looking over here, looks like a no-name turbo from what I can see. You can actually see it's leaking oil off of the turbo. So, and then if during the pulls, and if I did the pull videos before this, I hit rewind. Look at the blowout valve and look how much it's shooting oil from it. So got that going on. The coolant leak looks like it's all over the place. Got some over here. We got some in the trans tunnel, something for the customer to finish up. I'm gonna take my O2 sensor out. Gonna pretty much wrap this one up. We made, my mouse is in the car, but I believe we made 209 horsepower on only about 7 pounds. And the wastegate spring inside the car is actually 10.5, so losing a little boost somewhere. Maybe it's just the turbo not being able to push. You know, maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So something for her to look into. Still made pretty decent power though. I'll lower the car, I'll get my mouse, I'll show you the dyno sheet, and this one will be a wrap. So it's a lot quieter in the shop, and what I was trying to let you guys hear was the exhaust leak that we have, that I can hear now. We got no giant fans running, car's not idling, so here's stuff like that. And if you look at the turbo, you can see the carbon soot is what I'm trying to get with the light. It's actually, and I don't want to put my hand on there because it's very hot, of course, but you can definitely see it's leaking over there. There's some exhaust soot, if I can possibly. It's going to be hard for the camera to pick up. Trying not to burn myself. On the block, there's some exhaust soot too, so I think the turbo's leaking from somewhere. It's definitely got an exhaust leak I can hear. As we see some of the coolant leaking too now. I got the car down. I'm going to go get my mouse. Show you guys the dyno sheet that we have for this one. Little stuff I'll go over too. I'll point out to the customer. It looks like the valve cover is seeping a little bit of oil. It's hard to, so up here, it's hard to get the glare in the video. You can kind of see it there. So all in all, though, I mean, it made good power for the problems that it has. You know, he can figure out why it's not making the correct amount of PSI, maybe run a manual boost controller, adjust something like that. But besides that, this one's a wrap. So here's the dyno numbers, guys. 209 horsepower. I could not get a good RPM pickup, and that's how the dyno reads torque. Pretty good power for the problems we're having, and actually the customer got back to me. I'm going to put that on pause for a second. What I do want to show you though, if you watch my videos and you know all about dyno numbers and how I speak about them, at one point the dyno did read an RPM pickup and it did read torque. Now this is on a Miata, of course, that's why you're watching the video. 390 foot-pounds of torque at 202 horsepower. That is not correct. So like I said, and over in my videos, you know, you can clear, if you don't know cars that much, or Miatas in general, I mean, some cars do make more torque than power, definitely not on this chassis. So just something, you know, as I told the customer, wasn't getting a good RPM pickup for whatever reason. You know, it is what it is. What I want to show you though is the customer got back to me. So the customer got back to me last night, and as you could see in the video when I was talking about some kind of exhaust leak, thought it was around the turbo, and what he actually showed me was, and he said these were actually loose. He sent me a video. I'm going to try to download and see if I could put it in here, but that's definitely the exhaust leak we were hearing. That's why as I kept doing pulls we were losing power. So good catch by the customer on that one. That's about it, guys. If you guys got questions, comments, concerns, as I always say, message us.